So guys, what's going on? Instant match reaction. It finishes Atletico Madrid 1, Manchester United 1, and Anthony Elanga gets Manchester United what could be a crucial goal going into the next leg in 3 weeks' time. And that's a crucial result as well because we were not good tonight. We were awful. I think, going into the game, I knew we were going to struggle because, playing Atletico with the way they play, the style they like to play, their integrity, their intensity, their physicality. We didn't match up to any of that tonight, and that's what you have to do in these Champions League games. And that's what I said in the preview. I don't think we're at a level to go on and win the Champions League this year or in years to come because we're nowhere near the standard that Atletico are right now. We saw that tonight because they were on top of us for almost the entire game. And in the last 10 minutes, of course, we get our lucky break. Bruno Fernandes finds Elanga off the bench, fresh coming off that goal against Leeds, shushing the Leeds fans, and he goes and does it in a Champions League night. Anthony Elanga is going to be something special. He is something to watch out for. Ralf Rangnick has put his trust in him, and tonight he has delivered, and he gives us what could be, I would put as favourites going into the game in 3 weeks' time at Old Trafford now, because Atletico Madrid, they're going to suffer at Old Trafford because we know how good and how big nights are at Old Trafford, especially in the Champions League. So I'm really looking forward to that game. It sets up a really good leg. But again, we were very poor tonight, and that's got to be a concern because, in the Liga, you get it, like Osasuna, teams like that. I think Leganés or Levante, they managed to beat Atletico, so they can compete with them. But the thing is, we didn't do that tonight. I don't know if that was Ralph's tactics. Obviously, we saw in the second half that we brought on Matic, we brought on Wan-Bissaka, and we brought on Telles. That kind of gave me the idea that he's looking to take this 1-0 back to Old Trafford and maybe trying to nick a goal if we can. And that's exactly what we did tonight. So I think that was his plan going into the game, really. Try and keep the score down and take it back to Old Trafford where he probably feels is more confident. But again, let's talk about the starting lineup. So in goal, it was David De Gea. Left-hand side, it was Luke Shaw. Maguire and Varane, of course, Varane coming back into the squad, which was expected. Right-hand side, it was Lindelof, which I was like, it was a bit strange because why isn't Dalot playing? You got Wan-Bissaka on the bench. What's this about then? I'm not too sure what that was about. And then we had Fred, who of course McTominay was down to illness, so he wasn't in the side. And then we had Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. And of course Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford and Ronaldo as the front three. And going into the game straight away, as I said, we couldn't deal with Atletico, their space, their intensity, and we couldn't deal with any of that in the first couple of minutes, and it proved because they were all over us, they were pressing us, we were losing the ball, we couldn't keep the ball, we couldn't make a pass, and Atletico were all on top, and of course they get that early goal through João Felix. Again, Maguire, very poor, he's got to be marking him there if you saw the goal, makes it 1-0, and from there I'm like, it's going to be one of these days, isn't it, because we did not look like getting back into the game, and we were very lucky as well to get into the game at half-time at 1-0 to Atletico, because they had a few other chances, they hit the bar twice in the game as well, so I think we done well tonight considering how poor we were and how dominated we were by Atletico tonight. So to come away with this result, we've got to be thankful. It's a sigh of relief, it's a breath of fresh air, because that could have been 2 or 3-0 to Atletico, and then we take it back to Old Trafford, and we really have no chance. But I said in my preview, it's about giving yourself every single chance to go through into the next round, and that's exactly what we've done tonight. Because as I said, I'd put as favourites going into the game, but Anthony Elanga, man, at the moment, his confidence, he is on cloud 9 at the moment. As I said, scoring that goal against Leeds, shushing the Leeds fans, and then doing it on a Champions League night. It doesn't get any better than that for Anthony Elanga, does it? And I'm so happy for him, I really am. Because, Ralph put his trust in him, and it's obviously paying off at the moment. So very happy with that. But, yeah, as I said, very, very good result for Manchester United. I would have taken a 1-0 Atletico and taken it back to Old Trafford, something like that, maybe a 2-1, something like that, as I said in my preview. But to get that result we did tonight, I mean, that's very, very good. But let's get into the player ratings. So, of course, in net, David De Gea, I'm going to give him an average 6 tonight. Couldn't do anything about the goal. Didn't have too many saves to deal with, to be fair. It was a quiet night for both goalkeepers, to be fair. So, for David De Gea, I'm going to give a 6. Luke Shaw, I'm going to give a 3. Sorry about that. I thought Luke Shaw and Maguire defensively were shambles tonight. They really were. Luke Shaw couldn't keep the ball. Maguire, also couldn't keep the ball, couldn't make passes. So for me, I'm going to give Luke Shaw a 3. I thought he's poor tonight. I'm glad he got taken off, got that yellow, got hooked off for Alex Telles. And Maguire, Oh, I'm going to give Maguire, yeah, I'm going to give him a 3 as well. I thought he was really, really poor tonight. Again, he was at fault for the first goal, shocking defensively throughout the whole game as well, taking too much time on the ball, not winning his aerial duels. So for me, I'm going to give Maguire a 3 as well. Varane, I'm going to give a 5. I thought it was an average performance from Varane. I didn't think he was much better than Maguire at times, but again, he's that experience that you need for these type of games, especially in the Champions League. And I thought in the second half he did alright. First half I thought he got done multiple times, losing the ball, taking heavy touches. So for me, I'm going to give around a 5, but again, he could be lower to be fair. I don't think he had the best of games. Lindelof, I'm going to give a 5 as well. Again, playing out of position, we know what to expect. We've seen him play a few times. Of course, he was very rough, didn't really know how to defend that type of area, which you don't blame him to be fair, because he's not a right back, is he? Of course, he's probably played there in the past at times, but that's not his natural position. So I wasn't sure why Diego Dalot or Wan-Bissaka didn't start this game. That was confusing to me, but yeah, it was 5 to be fair. Wasn't too bad. Again, was getting done all night against Renan Lodi, wasn't he? But that's to be expected. We put out that, to be fair, so we knew what we were going to get from Atletico the whole game, didn't we? And in the middle, Fred today, I'm going to give a 3. And I'll give him a 4. I didn't think he was too bad. I thought a lot of his errors were not down to him. It was down to players playing the ball into him at a very quick pace. You know, he wasn't really getting into the game at all, to be fair. He was getting dominated by Atletico's midfield as well. I thought our midfield was not good tonight. We couldn't control the game. We couldn't stop Atletico from playing their game, and that was key tonight for me. You know, we let him get into the game. We let him control it. And when you let Atletico Madrid control a game, we know what we're going to expect. A lot of possession. You know, they're going to trap you in. They're going to show a lot of intensity. And we just didn't cope with that tonight. And that's really concerning for me because we need to be competing at the level of Atletico. So Fred gets a 4 for me. Pogba, 3 as well. I thought Pogba today was really, really poor. You know, he couldn't keep the ball at all. Every time he got the ball, it was a second or two, and the ball was off his feet because he was getting tackled. So I thought I was quite frustrated with Pogba at times. Same with Bruno Fernandes as well. Every time he was getting the ball, he was either making a stupid decision, playing it long, which never got to anyone, or losing the ball as well. You know, you've got to come to the ball at times. Don't wait. You cannot wait for the ball to come to you against a team like Atletico because their press, they get to you fast. So I think the midfield was very frustrating today. They thought it was going to be easier than it was, in my opinion. It wasn't that way at all. We knew it wasn't going to be that way. So for me, Bruno Fernandes gets I'm going to give Bruno Fernandes a 4, a 4, and Pogba a 4. I thought they were both really poor. So you could give them lower, but I thought that was just their level today, really, against Atletico. They were very, very poor. Jadon Sancho, I'm going to give a 3. Didn't get into the game at all. I can't remember him having hardly any touches, but again, we couldn't use our wingers because Atletico sussed that out. They set up their game plan, so we couldn't use what we're known to use, and that's our wingers. You know, Rashford didn't get involved into the game. Jadon Sancho didn't get involved into the game. Nothing to do with us, but Atletico setting up how they did, and Diego Simeone making it so we couldn't do that. So that's tactics for you. That's what you got to do in the big games against these type of teams. So fair play to him for doing that. But yeah, they were really poor. I'm going to give Rashford a 3. I'm going to give Jadon Sancho a 3 as well. They were both as poor as each other. And then Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm going to give a 3 as well because didn't get involved into the game. Graveyard shift. As I said, he was never going to get into that game tonight because we didn't set up in the way to involve Cristiano Ronaldo. We set him up for the game where we're going to get one lucky break in the game and it might fall to you or it might not, as it turned out to be. It fell to Elanga and he netted the goal, and I'm thankful for him he did, because at the moment, could we trust Ronaldo with that one chance? I don't know we can, but when Elanga came onto the pitch, I always had a belief that he could go on and maybe snatch the win, and that's exactly what we did. So Ranić, again, I'm going to give Ranić a 7. I thought the substitutes again paid dividends. Again, Elanga coming on, scores the goal, and that's down to Ranić again, changing the game, bringing some fresh legs on, and seeing if it can help you. And again, that's exactly what happened, and that's what happens when you got to risk things in these type of games. If it's not working, which it wasn't for the majority of the game, especially for the 70 to 80 minutes, change things up and see maybe you can get that lucky goal by bringing on someone who's a game changer, and that's exactly what Elanga was today. So again, for me, very happy with that performance. There was a time where I thought, yeah, this is not looking good. I think it can be maybe 2 or 3 Atletico, but we stayed in the game, and that's credit to Manchester United tonight. We got that goal. We waited for that moment. That moment came, and you can never know what you're going to get at Manchester United in the Champions League. But now we can take it back to Old Trafford, and again, as I said, we've given ourselves every single chance possible to now go on to the next round. So if we can get into the next round, then you give yourself every chance possible to go on and do the same in the following rounds if we get through. So let me know what you guys think down below, guys. Atletico 1, Manchester United 1. We take it back to Old Trafford. Trafford. As I said, I put as favourites for that game. Let me know if you would. Make sure to smash a like, guys. Subscribe down below if you are new. Very happy with that. We move on to the weekend against Watford, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.